Hello friends, welcome in a lecture of Mechanics of Solid Subject. Myself Mitesh Patel. I am a assistant professor in a Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, Junagadh. Today's our lecture topic is a resolution law of forces. In this lecture, we discuss about the resolutions, what is the resolution of force, and also discuss the law of resolutions and how the example is solved and resultant is found with the help of resolutions law of forces. Okay, so let's start the lecture. First, we see the composition of forces. What is the composition of forces? We already discussed in the last lectures. Composition of forces is the procedure to find out the resultant. So it's called the composition of forces. And this to find out the resultant procedure is divided into the two methods: analytical methods and graphical methods. So in analytical methods, we already discussed parallelogram law of forces, triangle law of forces, and we also discuss in graphical way the triangle law of forces. Now today in this lecture we discuss about the resolution of forces to find out the resultant. Resolution law of forces. Okay. So first of all, what is the resolution of force? The process of splitting up the given force into two or more components in particular direction without changing effect on the body is called the resolution of forces. It means there is a procedure to divide a force into more component from the one forces. એટલે કે પ્રોસિજર છે કે એક ફોર્સ છે એને ડિવાઈડ કરવાની છે બે કમ્પોનન્ટ અથવા તો વધારે કમ્પોનન્ટમાં કે જેનાથી એની ઇફેક્ટ છે એ સેમ રહે બોડી ઉપર. ઓકે, તો two types of components are there in a resolution of force: orthogonal components and non-orthogonal components. Here the figure shows the orthogonal components. Okay, in all four quadrants. Here if the force is in first quadrant, then two components are get from that, or we can say that resolve this force in two component. One is horizontal and one is the vertical, or we can say that one in x direction or one in y axis or x axis. Okay, the x axis component is a p cos theta and y axis component is the sin theta, p sin theta. Or we can say that if the force is make an angle with this any component, then this component is the cos theta and other component is the sin theta. And the force is make angle with the any component, then component is the cos theta and another component is the sin theta. એટલે કે જે component સાથે force angle બનાવે એને cos theta consider કરવાનો and another one is the sin theta. Okay, similar way the P is the force P is given in second quadrant, then the direction of P force in this, so the horizontal component resolve into the horizontal component in this direction and vertical component in upper direction. Okay, so these two component is there and the force is angle with the horizontal component. So the horizontal component is a p cos theta and vertical component is the p sin theta. Okay, now this force in third quadrant, and according to the direction of force, the horizontal component direction in this direction and vertical component direction is downward direction. Okay, now the force is angle make with this horizontal component. So horizontal component is the p cos theta and vertical component is the p sin theta. If the force is in fourth quadrant according to shown in figure, this force direction is this direction, then the horizontal component direction is this way according to force, and vertical force direction in this way according to given force. Okay. Now the P force make angle with the horizontal component. So horizontal component is the P cos theta and vertical component is the P sin theta. Okay, clear? Now this way resolve the force in orthogonal component. Okay. Now what is the orthogonal component? We know that the component which are perpendicular to each other or the component which makes the 90-degree with each other are known as the orthogonal components. Okay. Generally, a given force is split into the two mutually perpendicular components, horizontal in generally in x component and in vertical component is generally in y component is considered. Vertical component is considered as a y component and horizontal component is generally considered as a x component. Okay. So generally in all the general terms we resolve the force into the orthogonal component. If the non-orthogonal component is there or non-orthogonal component, those are not perpendicular to each other, are known as a orthogonal component. The components, so non-orthogonal components makes the angle less than the or greater than the 90-degree. Okay, greater than or less than the 90-degree. Non-orthogonal components can be calculated with the help of these two law of forces, parallelogram law of forces and triangle law of forces. We already seen that if these two forces are there, then resultant we can find out that, and we can say that this is the force and this is the two component of this resultant. Okay. Okay, so both this method we can find the non-orthogonal component. Non-orthogonal component એટલે કે બે component force ના એવા બે component કે જે બે એકબીજાને 90 ડિગ્રીએ ન હોય. બરોબર છે? તો એક એના થ્રુ મેળવી શકાશે non-orthogonal component, parallelogram law of forces અને triangle law of forces. તો આપણને parallelogram law of forces ની અંદર ખ્યાલ છે કે બે forces છે. બરોબર છે? Then we create the parallelogram and this is the resultant. The diagonal of the parallelogram is the resultant. તો અહીંયા જે resultant છે એને આપણે force consider કરીએ તો ઉલટું consideration થશે કે force ઉપરથી આપણે બે component મેળવી શકીશું. કેવા? તો કે non orthogonal. પેરેલોગ્રામ law of forces ની અંદર શું હતું તો કે આપણે બે force ઉપરથી resultant find out કરતા હતા. તો here we consider the resolution of forces, then we can get the forces resolve into two component but non-orthogonal component with the help of parallelogram and triangle law of forces. Okay, તો triangle law of forces અને parallelogram law of forces ની મદદથી આપણે non-orthogonal component મેળવી શકીશું. Okay, see what is the resolution of forces in particular application. Here resolve the 100 Newton force parallel or perpendicular to the axis of mm. Okay, here the axis is considered as this mm and according to that we have to resolve the 100 Newton force. Okay, not perfectly in x-axis and y-axis, but we have to resolve this force into the given mm axis. Okay, so here the force and the axis angle is not given, so here 45 degree is given the axis. Okay, so according to that here the slope is given, slope of the force is given 4 and 3, so according to that tan theta is equal to vertical upon horizontal. Okay, then the angle we will find out 53.13 degree. Okay, here the 1.33 is the tan theta value and according to tan theta we get the value of theta is a 53.13 degree, and this is the angle between the force and horizontal. Okay, force with the horizontal. Okay, so this is the 53.13 and we get the alpha angle. So we know that the total angle of the horizontal line is the 180 minus 45 degree and theta, then we get the value of alpha. So 180 minus theta and 45, then we get the value of alpha 81.87 degree. Okay, so we have a alpha value with the axis. So first component it take the parallel to and perpendicular to other component is perpendicular to So we have to resolve this force into according to axis. So first component is parallel to axis and second component is the perpendicular to axis. So we have a two component of 100 Newton force, and now this component are the value of this component is 100. What is the cos or sin is there? Here the force is make angle with the this component, horizontal component. So this is the cos. Okay, this is the cos. So 100 cos alpha, and another the perpendicular component to the axis or parallel component to the axis, and then perpendicular component is the 100 sin alpha. Okay, so now the parallel component is the 100 cos alpha. Alpha is there 81.87 degree, and we get the value of 14.14 Newton, the component of parallel to of this 100 Newton force. Component perpendicular to the axis of 100 Newton force is the 100 sin alpha, and the alpha value is there 81.87 degree, and we finally get the value 98.99 Newton of the component of perpendicular to axis. Okay, so this way we can resolve the forces into two component in particularly technical way we can say that resolve the forces in two orthogonal component by this way, by the reference according to reference axis or without giving the reference axis, we can take the component as a horizontal or a perfect vertical. Okay, if the reference axis is given as just like in this example, axis is given, and according to that we have to resolve the force of 100 Newton. So according to that we have to resolve if the reference axis is given, or otherwise we can take the component as a horizontal and vertical. So now this way we resolve the force, okay, vertically and horizontally. I hope you very well understand the how to resolve the force. Okay, now law of resolution of forces. If the forces are more than one, then this law is helpful to find out the resolution of forces. To find out the resultant of number of forces. So this is the law of resolution of forces. First of all, in this law we have considered the number of forces as per the figure is given. P1, P2, P3 and P4. Four forces are there, are acting simultaneously on the same particles as shown in figure. Now we have to find out the resultant, and then this resultant is find out with the help of law of resolution of forces. Okay, so first of all what we have to do according to name of the law, resolution of forces. First we have to resolve the all forces into horizontal and vertical component. Okay, so first we have to summation of the all horizontal component of all forces. Okay, so algebraic sum of the horizontal forces of all forces. Okay, and then summation of vertical components of all forces, algebraic sum of the vertical forces or vertical component of all forces. Then resultant is find out with the help of under root summation of horizontal square plus summation of vertical square, and resultant direction with the help of theta is the tan theta is equal to summation of v upon summation of horizontal and the integer value of theta. Okay, clear? Now how the signs is decide the sign is positive or sign is negative. Of the component is positive or component is negative according to the direction. Okay, summation of horizontal is plus positive and summation of vertical is positive, then the resultant it should be in first quadrant. Then two component are resolve this resultant in this way. So this is the positive, this is the positive, and then resultant are in first quadrant. Okay, this horizontal direction component is positive and vertical component in upward direction is positive and downward direction is negative. And similar way, horizontal this direction is positive and this horizontal component is negative. Okay, so if summation of horizontal component is positive and summation of vertical component is positive, both are positive, then resultant are in first quadrant. If the horizontal component summation are negative, so is considered as this, and summation of vertical component or vertical forces are plus, then the resultant are plus or exist in a second quadrant. Okay, the resultant are exist in second quadrant. If the horizontal summation of horizontal is negative, summation of horizontal is positive. If summation of horizontal are negative and summation of vertical component or forces are negative, then resultant are exist in this quadrant. Okay, similar way, if the horizontal component of forces summation is positive and vertical summation of component and forces are negative, then the resultant are exist in fourth quadrant. Okay, so according to sign comes in summation, we can direct the resultant or we can get the direction of resultant, and we have a theta with the help of horizontal. So we find out the first theta, and according to that sign of positive of or negative of summation of horizontal and vertical, we can place the resultant. એટલે કે જે સમેશન ઓફ હોરિઝોન્ટલ અને સમેશન ઓફ વર્ટિકલ છે એની જે સાઇન આવે છે પોઝિટિવ કે નેગેટિવ, એના ઉપરથી આપણે રિઝલ્ટન્ટની ડાયરેક્શન નક્કી કરી શકીએ. આપણી પાસે રિઝલ્ટન્ટનો એંગલ છે હોરિઝોન્ટલ સાથેનો થીટા, that we have to find out with the help of this equation. But રિઝલ્ટન્ટ છે આ ડાયરેક્શનમાં આવશે, આ ડાયરેક્શનમાં આવશે, આ ડાયરેક્શનમાં આવશે કે આ ડાયરેક્શનમાં આવશે, એ ડાયરેક્શન નક્કી થશે આ બંને સાઇનથી. કોની? તો કે સમેશન ઓફ હોરિઝોન્ટલ એન્ડ સમેશન ઓફ વર્ટિકલની સાઇનથી. બરાબર છે? કયા ક્વોડ્રન્ટમાં આવશે રિઝલ્ટન્ટ. According to that direction we have decide of resultant according to sign of summation of horizontal and summation of vertical component or forces. Okay, so this is the law of resolution, and through this law we can find the resultant of number of forces, more than two forces. Here we already discussed the two methods to find out the resultant, but this is only applicable for the only two forces are there, then and then this law is applicable, parallelogram law of forces and triangle law of forces. If the forces are more than two and then we have to find out the resultant, then parallelogram law of forces and triangle law of forces is useless, not applicable for that. Only and only polygon law of forces and the resolution law of forces is only applicable to find out the resultant. Okay. So conditions for the equilibrium of the coplanar concurrent forces. Okay. So coplanar concurrent forces are said to be in equilibrium if the horizontal summation of all forces or component of forces should be 0. Summation of vertical component or vertical forces should be 0, and if both are 0, then resultant is 0. Then we can say that the coplanar concurrent forces system R should be in equilibrium, or we can say that the concurrent forces are in equilibrium. કે ભાઈ concurrent coplanar forces છે એ ઇક્વિલિબ્રિયમમાં ક્યારે કહેવાશે તો કે સમેશન ઓફ હોરિઝોન્ટલ ફોર્સિસ અથવા તો સમેશન ઓફ હોરિઝોન્ટલ કમ્પોનન્ટ ઓફ ફોર્સિસ 0 હોય, સમેશન ઓફ વર્ટિકલ ફોર્સિસ અથવા તો સમેશન ઓફ વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટ છે એ 0 હોય, ત્યારે રિઝલ્ટન્ટ પણ 0 થશે. ધેન એન્ડ ધેન આપણે કહી શકીશું કે ભાઈ કોપ્લેનર કોન્કરન્ટ ફોર્સિસ છે એ ઇક્વિલિબ્રિયમમાં છે અથવા તો કોપ્લેનર કોન્કરન્ટ ફોર્સ સિસ્ટમ છે એ ઇક્વિલિબ્રિયમમાં છે. ઓકે. Now solve the example with the help of resolution law of forces. So first see the what is data is given. Determine the magnitude and direction of resultant forces of force system shown in figure below. Okay, the figure is given and we have to find out the value of resultant and the direction, means the magnitude and direction of resultant. Okay, the number of forces are given is the 100 Newton, 120 Newton, 130 Newton, and the 100 Newton, and the force is given is the 50 Newton horizontal. Now the nature of forces are considered of the all forces is the outward direction, or we can say that the pull types of forces, but the only single force is a inward or push type force. So first, to apply the law of resolution, we ensure that the all forces should be outward, or all forces should be in inward direction. So here one inward direction force are arranged into the outward direction, or we can say that the push force should be converted into the pull force, or we can say that arranged into the pull force according to law of transmissibility. Okay, so now this figure is considered because the 50 Newton force are converted into the outward direction. Okay, or regenerate into the or represented at a outward direction force. Okay, so now this figure is considered for a law of resolution. So first we have to find out the summation of all horizontal forces અથવા તો or horizontal component. એટલે કે આપણે ફર્સ્ટ શું કરવાનું છે, હોરિઝોન્ટલ ફોર્સિસનો સમેશન કરવાનો છે અથવા તો ફોર્સિસના હોરિઝોન્ટલ કમ્પોનન્ટનું. બરોબર છે. હવે હજી એક પ્રોબ્લેમ છે. all component are cos theta or sin theta. Horizontal component is cos theta, and horizontal component is vertical component is a sin theta. If the force making angle with the horizontal, બરાબર છે. જો ફોર્સ છે એ હોરિઝોન્ટલ સાથે એંગલ બનાવતા હોય બધા ફોર્સ, તો હોરિઝોન્ટલ કમ્પોનન્ટ છે એ કોસ થશે અને વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટ છે એ સાઇન થશે. બરાબર છે. તો આપણી પાસે ફોર્સનો હોરિઝોન્ટલ સાથેનો કમ્પોનન્ટ હોવો જોઈએ, અધરવાઇઝ એક્સ એક્સિસ સાથેનો એંગલ હોવો જોઈએ. ઓકે, અધરવાઇઝ કોસ થીટા અને સાઇન થીટાની વેલ્યુ જોશે, થીટા આપણી પાસે હોવો જોઈએ, અથવા તો અધરવાઇઝ વી હેવ ટુ ફાઇન્ડ આઉટ ધ થીટા. તો આપણી પાસે 130 ન્યૂટન ફોર્સ છે, 130 ન્યૂટન ફોર્સ હેવિંગ એ નોટ થીટા, મીન્સ ધ એંગલ between the axis and 130 Newton. આપણી પાસે એંગલ નથી એક્સ એક્સિસ સાથેનો અને 130 Newton સાથેનો, but the slope value is given, so we can easily find out the tan theta. Vertical 12 upon horizontal 5. So theta we have find out with the x-axis or horizontal with the 130 ન્યૂટન કે જે થીટા મળે છે એ કોની વચ્ચેનો થશે હોરિઝોન્ટલ અથવા તો એક્સ એક્સિસ નો 130 ન્યૂટન ફોર્સ સાથેનો બરાબર છે પણ આ યાદ રાખજો વર્ટિકલ અપોન હોરિઝોન્ટલ હોવું જોઈએ જો હોરિઝોન્ટલ અપોન વર્ટિકલ કરશો તો થીટા મળશે વર્ટિકલ એક્સિસ સાથેનો 130 ફોર્સ અને વર્ટિકલ સાથેનો થીટા મળશે એટલે ખાસ યાદ રાખવાનું વર્ટિકલ અપોન હોરિઝોન્ટલ હોવું જોઈએ વર્ટિકલ ડિસ્ટન્સ અપોન હોરિઝોન્ટલ ડિસ્ટન્સ then the theta is get the theta of force with horizontal. Okay, so it's a 67.38. So now we have all thetas of all forces, so directly we can get the all component of horizontal component of all forces. First is the 50 Newton force. It's a perfectly horizontal force, so we can directly 50 Newton, or we can get the result into the horizontal component is the make angle with the x-axis is a 0, so horizontal component cos 0, 50 cos 0, and cos 0 is a 1, so is a 50 value. Okay, and we can directly write that it's a 50. Okay, and now the 100 Newton force, the horizontal component is the in this direction. Okay, so is the 100 cos 60. Okay, now similar way 120 Newton force, horizontal component is the 120 cos 90. Okay, cos 90 is a 0, so 120 is a 0 because it's perfectly vertical, so we no need to consider in the horizontal summation of horizontal forces. But if you consider a result into the component of vertical and horizontal, then it's also considered as a 0. Now directly we can consider as a vertical force. If not considered in procedure, then we can directly not consider. Okay, or if we consider, then it's automatically 0 as seen in example. Okay, so here 120 cos 90, and now the next force is a 130 Newton, and the angle consider is this way 0 to 30, 130 degree. Okay, so it's a 112.62 degree, but here the force direction is there, so its horizontal component is in this direction. But if this direction component is considered, then the sign is negative. If this angle is considered 67.38 degree, then the sign is negative. This component sign is negative because we know that this direction component is negative, and in the vertical this direction component is positive, and in this direction component is negative, and it's similarly in horizontal this direction component positive, this direction component is positive, and this direction component is negative. But the all positive signs we can consider if we angle of forces or components are considered from the here consider as a 0, then the all sign consider as a plus. So here we can consider the plus sign, plus cos 130 cos, but the theta is considered as a 0 from the 0 horizontal. Okay, so this is a 1162 degree. Okay, now the 100 Newton force, so here the total degree is a 360, so the total degree of this force is 360 minus 60, so it's a 300 with the 0, so its a horizontal component is a 100 cos 300. Okay, clear? Now we can calculate the all value, and we get the value of 50, 50 minus 50 and 50. Okay, and the horizontal of summation of horizontal is the 100 Newton and it's a positive. Okay, now we can summation of vertical component. So similarly this component value is there, but the change is the cos to sin. Okay, બાકી બધી વસ્તુ સેમ રહેશે, ખાલી કોસની જગ્યાએ સાઇન થશે. We have to write the all values are same, but we write the sign instead of cos. So same thing, same value put, but the change the cos to sin. Okay, કોસની જગ્યાએ સાઇન લખી નાખશું એટલે વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટ મળી જશે આપણને અને એનો સમેશન 240 ન્યૂટન અને રિઝલ્ટન્ટ ઇઝ ઇક્વલ ટુ summation of horizontal component, summation of vertical component, both are positives. Okay, and resultants are always in positive because its value 260 Newton. Now okay, we know that how to find the theta of resultant with the horizontal, summation of vertical upon summation of horizontals, 250 and 100, and we can consider the pure value, not considering the sign here. So if the value of summation of vertical and horizontal, if in case is negative but not consider the sign, only consider the value. Okay, pure value. So always theta value is the positive 67.38 degree. Okay, and here the alternative method is there. We already discussed that. If we consider from the horizontal or not consider from this 0 all forces theta value, then we can consider that 50 cos 0. The horizontal component is a 50 cos 0 of 50 Newton force. Now 100 Newton force. This horizontal force is this 100 cos 60. Here the same is both component, but this horizontal component is also same. But from that, from 130 Newton force, the component is changed in this method. The 130 Newton force component, we know that in this direction is there, so it's negative, so it's considered as a negative 130 cos, but the theta is 67.38, so it's negative. And now this force is there, this horizontal component is in this direction but it's positive, so it's a take as a positive 100 cos 60. Okay, 100 cos 60 is 2 times, but it's not considered here. It's a mistake of book. Okay, similar way, same way, if we consider for the horizontal, then no need to further procedure for same procedure for sin theta. Write the all values similar as in horizontal, but the change is the instead of cos to sin. Okay, clear? But if this method is considered, then we have to take precautions of positive and negative of component. But if this procedure we can we try or we use, then we don't worry about the sign, only consider positive, but the angle is considered from the 0. Okay, if we angle consider from the 0 of all forces, then no need to considering the sign plus or negative, positive, not consider, only positive components are there. But if this method is considered or angle is considered from this from both horizontal sides or not considering from the 0, then we have to take a precautions of signs, means negative or positive, whatever is force is in quadrant. Okay, so we can use both methods. Whenever which method you can use, then you have to follow the rules. Okay. Both methods you can use, whichever you can feel free to use. Okay. Now the another example to solve with the help of resolution of forces. System of 4 forces shown in figure has a resultant 50 Newton and is in plus axis. Okay. Determine the magnitude and inclination of unknown force P. The one force is unknown, but the resultant is given. Resultant value is given is plus positive x-axis direction, as mentioned in here. This is the resultant. The resultant value is given is the 50 Newton. Okay. So here the same procedure we have to follow. First we have to summation of horizontal forces and vertical forces. If they're not perfectly horizontal or vertical forces, then the component of forces are considered. So first is the horizontal force. So directly we can consider the 150 Newton plus P cos theta. Theta is not known, so horizontal component of P force is a P cos theta. Theta is not known, so we have to find out the value of theta. So write the P cos theta. Now the next one is the 100 Newton force. The total angle is 30 plus 90, 120 degree with the 0. So here the horizontal component of 100 Newton is the 100 cos 120 degree. Okay. Now the next force is the 200 Newton force. So total degree with 0 is the 180 plus 60. 180 plus 60. So total angle is a 240 degree. So the horizontal component of 200 Newton force is a 200 cos 240 degree. Okay. And according to alternate method, so here 150 cos 0, otherwise directly you can write 150 because it's a perfectly horizontal and considered as a horizontal force. So 150 or cos 0. Now the P force horizontal component is this in this direction, so it's positive P cos theta. Theta is not known. Now the 100 Newton force and its horizontal component direction in this way, and this is negative, so negative 100, and the angle with consider with the horizontal, so 60 cos 60. Okay, 100 cos 60, but is negative. Here same way the force direction is this, so horizontal component direction in this way, so it's negative, so also negative 200 cos 60. Okay. So alternating method is also easy, and this method is also easy. It depends on you what method you choose. Okay. Okay. So in alternative methods you have to see that the positive and negative signs is you have to consider precisely. Okay. You can use both method, and both methods are easy, not too much lengthy. Now we have two summations here. The 50 is the value of summation of horizontal is 50 because the resultant force is horizontal, so summation of horizontal is value is equal to resultant, so resultant value is 50. So horizontal summation of horizontal is equal to, we can write the 50. So 50 is equal to these all values or summations, so 150 plus P cos theta minus 50 minus 100. Okay. So here P cos theta is equal to 50. One equation we can get, and from vertical summation of vertical is equal to 0 because if we consider here that the resultant is perfect horizontal, then its horizontal component is same way, whatever that 50 cos 0. Cos 0 is a 1, so it's a 50. So R is equal to horizontal component, okay. And this horizontal resultant vertical component is 0 because it's perfectly horizontal. So vertical component is not come from that, or we can calculate that. What is that vertical component of perfect horizontal? R is 50. So if vertical component is considered, that what is that? 50 sine 90, and sine 90 is a 0. So 50 is 0. So vertical component of resultant is 0 because it's perfectly horizontal. Okay. So here the summation of all forces, then this is the resultant of this all forces. So we know that the summation of vertical, it should be a 0 or must be a 0 because the resultant vertical component is 0. Okay. So here we can write that summation of vertical is 0 and the other value is put, and finally we get the other equation, and from equation 1 and 2 and arrange as shown in slide, and we can get the value of tan theta is equal to 1.732, and we get the value of theta of P force, and any one equation we get the value, we put the value of theta and we get the value of P. Okay, clear? હવે અહીંયા આપણને ખ્યાલ છે કે રિઝલ્ટન્ટ જે મેઇન પોઈન્ટ છે એ રિઝલ્ટન્ટનો છે કે ભાઈ રિઝલ્ટન્ટ પરફેક્ટ હોરિઝોન્ટલ છે તો એનો વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટ હોય નહીં, અથવા તો તમે કન્સિડર કરો તો વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટ 0 આવશે. તો આપણને ખ્યાલ છે કે આ રિઝલ્ટન્ટ કેનો બનેલો છે, તો કે બધા ફોર્સીસની ઇફેક્ટ છે એ આ એક ફોર્સ છે એ પ્રોવાઈડ કરે છે, એટલે કે બધા ફોર્સની કાઢી નાખો અને આ એક ફોર્સ કન્સિડર કરો. તો આ બધા ફોર્સની ઇફેક્ટ કોણ બતાવે છે, તો કે રિઝલ્ટન્ટ. તો આપણને ખબર છે કે રિઝલ્ટન્ટ જે આપેલો છે એનો વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટ 0 છે, તો આ બધાના વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટનો સમેશન પણ 0 થવો જોઈએ. એટલે કે રિઝલ્ટન્ટનો વર્ટિકલ કમ્પોનન્ટ 0 હોય તો સમેશન ઓફ વર્ટિકલ 0 હોય. બરોબર છે. સમેશન ઓફ ઓલ વર્ટિકલ ફોર્સીસ should be 0, must be 0, not should be. If the resultant vertical component is 0, then summation of all vertical forces must be 0 of, okay. તો અહીંયા 0 કન્સિડર થશે, અને આપણને ખ્યાલ છે કે ભાઈ હોરિઝોન્ટલ છે પરફેક્ટલી રિઝલ્ટન્ટ, તો બધા હોરિઝોન્ટલ ફોર્સીસનું સમેશન રિઝલ્ટન્ટ થશે. આપણને ખ્યાલ છે, બરોબર છે. તો આ એક પોઈન્ટ છે, યાદ રાખવા જેવો છે, એટલા માટે એક્ઝામ્પલ મેં કન્સિડર કર્યો છે. ઓકે, I hope that you very well understand how to solve the examples with the help of resolution law of forces. Okay. So in this lecture we discuss the resolution for law of forces, how to resolve the force, and then resolution law of forces, and how to find out the resultant with the help of resolution law of forces. Okay. Thanks for listening for lecture. Okay. Thank you.